up from the stable to send the other one around by itself.
Okay, well, I have to go for the Time for a Change horse. All That Is Possible. And All That Is Possible showing good value. A bit of a tip around for Brian Peck's mount. As I mentioned, Time for a Change, a close relation to Doncaster winner Secret Savings, who stands at Emirates Park Stud. Big news on Inside Running this morning pertaining to Emirates Park Stud. They've offered a $500,000 bonus for the first breeder of a 2-year-old juvenile winner from this spring's conceived crop. What a mouthful. Cheehaw is the one which is well supported here too. Michael Morgan on our tote into $5.70. Now, as far as its form goes, it was a winner 6 starts back, last few runs, 6th and 4th. Before that, a nice 2nd, and then a 3rd before that as well. So its form's been good. Michael Morgan is the regular pilot. 9 lifetime runs and a 1-1-1 is its record. Look at a horse like number 2, Rondell, which shows great value on our tote. If you're having a bet, for the first time on our American racings by a Stormcat sire, a winner 3 and 4 runs back. Since then ran a nice 2nd, sat on the pace at Churchill Downs. And in the saddle, Patrick Johnson for this upcoming race. Francisco Torres was on board last time out when finishing 5th. Fairly well beaten that occasion when gave way. Now, latest betting figures as they near the start for this mile race, allowance race. They race away from the grandstand here. Joanne, we'll let you call these into line before we take you up to join Luke.
All right, let's still stick with the number 1A on my part of the world here on Jerome's Folly, who I think is the horse to beat. So I think we'll throw it up to Luke Kreitbosch for the call of this mile event. And remember, there's probably a speed bias in here because those outside horses might get parked wide. Speed needs to get out there. So let's go to Luke Kreitbosch in the announcer's booth.
For the outside gate. They're all in line. They're off and running. Send the Money, popping the gates, taking the lead. All That Is Possible, rushing up on the outside. Tender Memory flashing through with Jerome's Folly up the inside, and Rondell at the back of the pack. The trailer is Cheehaw. Round the first turn they go. All That Is Possible opening up by a length and a half now to Rondell, tracking off her heels in 2nd, and Tender Memory a clear-cut 3rd. 3 back, Jerome's Folly now 4th. Send the Money racing 5th. Cheehaw at the back of a strung-out field is 8 or 9 lengths off the pace with 5.5 furlongs left to go. Up the backstretch, Brian Peck and All That Is Possible clear by 2 now. Rondell inching up a closer 2nd to the inside. 3 back to Tender Memory in 3rd. Jerome's Folly's racing in 4th by 5 more than Send the Money, and Cheehaw continues to trail. Cheehaw's now 10 lengths off the pace as they move for the far turn. All That Is Possible just a length in front. The rail is open now for Rondell, and Patrick Johnson is sending her through to challenge. Gap of 3 to a driving Tender Memory racing in 3rd. Whip comes out on Jerome's Folly at the rail in 4th. Send the Money starts to pick it up 5th by 5 more, and Cheehaw at the back to the top of the lane. All That Is Possible getting a challenge from Rondell on the inside. 5 back to Send the Money, gaining gradually from 3rd. Then it's Tender Memory and Jerome's Folly in the stretch drive. All That Is Possible in front by a length and a half, trying to shrug off the challenge of Rondell. A gap of 2 back to Send the Money, who's coming hard on the far outside. Send the Money's coming fast on All That Is Possible. Rondell hanging tough on the inside. Rondell now kicks it into high gear. All That Is Possible. Rondell wearing her down. All That Is Possible by a neck. All That Is Possible hanging on to beat Rondell and Send the Money 3rd.
You have Gordon Jones's horse, the 6, All That Is Possible. Sprinter stretching out off a good maiden win, making a 2nd one here in the 9th race from Ellis Park.
And you know, Joanne, one of the things that we look for in American racing, and probably abroad as well, is horses doing a different kind of a thing. This was a sprinter stretching out. Now, if you have better ability and you've simply been doing something different, there's no reason you can't take that ability and stretch out. It's been one of my favorite plays over the years. Being a university professor, one of my friends once called these the prof's projection play, from a shorter distance to a longer distance, and it worked again here. So you don't necessarily get that many more winners, but you usually get about twice what you ought to, and in America, we call that value.
Well, what a gutsy performance. I thought mine was gone for all money there. All That Is Possible. Brian Peck in the saddle, Tony, but showed a bit of ticker in the run to the wire. Lovely close-up action shots we're getting from Ellis Park in Kentucky as they hit the wire. And Brian Peck, the winning rider, as we await dividends to come through. Well supported late, came into $3.70, $2.50 the place. Rondell, $3.20, a horse which had been in pretty solid form, we mentioned, and no third for Send the Money. As we mentioned, that winner by time for a change, the Damascus sire.
Well, that was a perfect example of how being up on the pace is a huge advantage in these races over in the US. If you check out some of these races, we'll be showing you most of the races are won by horses in the first 3 around the home turn, and that was certainly the case there. And the winner, he did look in trouble there with about 200 metres to go, but that advantage allowed it to slide in.
Had me on its back, that's why. Okay, 10 minutes away from Louisiana Downs, our 4th race for coverage on Trackside USA. A check of betting figures for you now. And Vitabright is the one on top, and Windle Holloway is the hoop, $10. Born to Raise Halo by Sonny's Halo. Donald Symington, or Don Symington in the sale, $3.50. Then we go down to Steve Bork's Mount, Lady of the Hill, $6.50. Fine Mesh, Carlos Gonzalez, $24. $2.40 for Maggie Ann, Kobe Bork. So Awesome, $7.90. Lonnie Mesh, $7.90. $13 for Cowgirl Down, Bobby Walker, $13. Now, as far as the good value for punters down under, Born to Raise Halo, very firm, and number 5, Maggie Ann, extremely firm in the US. Okay, Joanne, your initial thoughts on this upcoming race from Louisiana?
Well, you're looking at a turf race, and one of the best turf riders down in Louisiana is Don Symington. He happens to be on the favorite and the horse to beat, Born to Raise Halo, pretty cute name there. But Don Symington, his best ride is a turf route horse. He goes about 23 to 25% winners when he's in this type of a situation. Again, I don't like betting a chalk horse, but you've got to kind of go where the value is, and it happens to be in the number 2, Born to Raise Halo in this race. I have a second horse here in the number 5, Maggie Ann. Comes from a decent barn, gets Kobe Bork in the saddle. This horse is shipping in from Lone Star Park in Texas and may benefit today from a little bit of a weight change with some of the horses that she has been running against in the past. My third selection would be the 6, So Awesome, with Lonnie Meck in the saddle, and that's another Lone Star horse with a couple of decent races to run back to. So again, you're not getting a lot of high price or long odds here, but if you either key the number 2, Born to Raise Halo, in Exacta or Quinellas with the number 5, Maggie Ann, and the number 6, So Awesome, so that the 2 can either be first or second with one of those other horses, and you'll cash. That might give you a little bit more money than a straight win bet on a favorite, but I have a lot of value in price horses coming up later in the card. This might just be an easy money cash here on Born to Raise Halo.
It's a good way to build our bank. We've got a big afternoon racing ahead. And the market latest figures now, Born to Raise Halo, $2.20. As I mentioned, Fine and Slow at Rose Hill, awaiting other details from other tracks around Australia. Don't forget Grand National Day at Flemington today. The master, Jim Houlihan, we'll have a look at him later on, looking to win yet another Grand National. Ipswich Cup today. Fine morning in southeast Queensland. Now, the all clears there on the 3rd of our races from America. That came from Ellis Park. Brian Peck, the winning rider. All that is possible, $3.70 and $2.50. You can get your money and invest on the next. Rondell, $3.20. Send the Money, no third. Quinella, $9.60. Trifecta, $65 for this upcoming race. Now, Tony, you might like to explain for our first-time viewers about these stable ponies that lead all runners out.
Yeah, well, these horses are a tradition with the US racing. Of course, we don't see it out here, but we've seen it in recent weeks. Horses going out before a race are accompanied by an outrider, as they call them over there, and a pony. And it just seems to settle the horses. They don't act up, and by the time they do get around to the barrier, well, they're primed for action. They're not wasting any of that energy in the pre-race parade that we occasionally see here. I suppose it'd be 1 out of 10 horses that really gets worked up in the pre-race preliminary out here, but the ponies seem to do the trick, don't they, Brendan?
They do. Number 1 is the Rank Outsider in America. Hasn't won in its past 10 starts, 50 lifetime starts, this 7-year-old. 4 wins, 8 placings on the turf, first go today. Number 2, Born to Raise Halo, very firm, as you can see, into $2.30. A winner last time out Don Symington rides, a winner 5 runs back, 17 career starts, 3 wins and 2 minor placings. Has been very consistent of late. On turf, it's had 13 starts, 2 wins, 2 minor placings. Number 3, Lady of the Hill, Steve Bork, a winner last time out, and a winner 10 runs back. First go on the turf today, just 14 career starts. Very consistent, this horse, and with 3 wins, 6 minor placings. Fine Mesh, number 4, Carlos Gonzalez, a winner 9 runs back. Has been out of sorts its past few, 65 lifetime starts. This grey or roan mare on the turf, 4 goes for 2 third placings. Number 5, Maggie Ann, Kobe Bork, a winner 4 runs back. Has since been racing very well. 2 second placings for Maggie Ann, and before that ran a nice 4th. And Kobe Bork rides today, 84 lifetime starts on the turf, 22 times for 5 wins, 5 minor placings. Number 6, So Awesome, Lonnie Maish rides. This horse has had 31 starts on the turf, 3 starts for 1 placing. And Cowgirl Down, a winner last time out. Bobby Walker back on board. He was on board last time out. And a winner also 7 runs back. 19 starts, 3 wins, 5 minor placings. Carries 111 pounds, which equates to 50.5 kilos on the turf. This is its second go, unplaced at its first as they head out towards the start. Good support for Born to Race Halo. It's the firm elect. In fact, number 5's now the elect in America, $3.50. So there's some good value there with that one.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd go Born to Race Halo. Brendan, the horse does act very well on the turf. It's won 2 from 13, as you say, by Sonny's Halo, winner of the Kentucky Derby, and she hasn't had a lot of racing, so I just thought she might have a bit of upside compared to some of the others. Resuming from a bit of a break, though. We haven't seen her since May 13.
Yeah.
Let's go up to Chris Kotchalek in the announcer's booth at Louisiana.
They're all in line. And there they go. Fine Mesh broke at the back of the pack. Born to Race Halo comes out on top. Vita Bright to her inside. And now Lady of the Hill is taken directly to the rail. Cowgirl down on the far outside of runners. Maggie Ann settles into stride, and she finds herself just 3.5 from the front. Fine Mesh moves up to be between horses and 5 from the leaders. And the last horse is So Awesome. She's settled back, 6 from the front, and they are crawling as they go into the first turn. Vita Bright, a very slow pace as they bend into that turn, and Born to Race Halo is in second, and to her outside in third position comes Cowgirl Down. After that, Maggie Ann 4th at the rail, just 4 from the front. Fine Mesh to her outside in 5th. Lady of the Hill is 6th, and So Awesome she's in 7th and about 7 from the front. They turn onto the backstretch, and no takers to go out there and challenge Vita Bright and Wendell Holloway, and Vita Bright lead it by 3.5. Born to Race Halo still in second. To her outside, it's Cowgirl Down, then Maggie Ann, Fine Mesh, So Awesome, and now Lady of the Hill is at the back of the pack. They've gone a half. They have a half mile yet to run, and it's been Vita Bright in the clear since they left the gate. Born to Race Halo is just second, and now from the outside, So Awesome begins to creep up. Mesh getting So Awesome to move up from 5th and move up into 3rd, but will have to go wide. They go into the far turn. Vita Bright, Maggie Ann, So Awesome, those two racing 2 and 3. Born to Race Halo saving ground along the inside, just 3 from the front. Then Cowgirl Down, followed by Lady of the Hill, who's trying to muster a run out of the turn into the stretch. Vita Bright never clung to the rail, and now here comes Kobe Bork and Maggie Ann to scoot through and snatch that lead. Maggie Ann leads it. Born to Race Halo comes out after her, and these two are going to run for home together. Maggie Ann, Bork gets to work on her, and here comes Don Symington and Born to Race Halo to just breeze right on by. Born to Race Halo, too sharp here, and there's no stopping Born to Race Halo as she just glides home over this green carpet. Born to Race Halo, Maggie Ann, and Fine Mesh.
Don Symington getting the money at what he does best, Born to Raise Halo, winning this one in a beautiful, patient ride, sitting off the pace with Symington as we...
Okay, just a slight picture tear there, but Born to Race Halo, $2.30, 180. Tony, you're spot on. My Hope battled on gamely, so we've done well with the...
Quinoa.
Yeah, we have, and we'll confirm if there is a third dividend there with just the 7 runners. Fine Mesh taking 3rd position. Don Symington, the winning rider. Kobe Bork trying his hardest on the inside there with the old stager Maggie Ann, but the 5-year-old Sonny's Halo mare, Born to Race Halo, just goes whooshka and races on by. They've gone through the 3/4 mile, 1:15.1.
Yeah, not a lot of speed there, was there?
No.
There was plenty of Sonny's Halo in Born to Raise Halo, though. He was a flashy chestnut. He streaked away with the Kentucky Derby 10 years ago or so, and she's done extra well, really. She showed that turn of speed that you see on the turf that you don't always see on the dirt tracks.
Born to Race Halo successful in that race. Runner number 2. fairly similar quote to what it was in America. Born to Race Halo successful. Don Symington, the winning jockey, horse trained by Walter Fight, by Sonny's Halo out of a Mr. Leader mare. 18 career starts, 4 wins, 2 placings, and on the turf has been doing pretty well.
Certainly the jockey to follow too, Don Symington, if we're doing the form for these races in future. He's the leading rider there at the moment. He's won 11 races since the season commenced, 11 out of, I think it's 28 rides. So a very healthy strike rate, and as Joanne mentioned earlier, he certainly knows his way around Louisiana.
Sure does. Well, let's look ahead to race number 5 as we await the interim dividends to come through. Ellis Park, 6 furlongs or 1,200 metres this upcoming race. Air Judith is the one which is on top here in this next race. John Kenton Court is in the saddle. Brushy, $7.80, and $11 for Merci Beaucoup. And Greth Kunsweiler is the rider, $11. $14 for Jules Gold. Governor, $2.20. Nice and short, Willie Martinez has the set. Charlie Tundra, $14. And Tracy Herbert, the rider there. Scorpio 1, $12. This horse has not won its past 10 starts, 50 career starts, 3 wins, 7 placings. Lord Rusty, $9.40. Patrick Johnson has the ride. Happy Legionnaire. Jesse Campbell rides this son of French Legionnaire. $40. Bred in the Purple. Michael Morgan, a winner, 6 runs back, and its form, its past few starts, a 4th, a 7th and a 6th. They're parading for this upcoming race at Ellis Park. Let's take a look at them as they parade. Runner number 2, as you can see on screen, a winner, 5 runs back, 7 runs back and 9 runs back. Third, 2 runs back. 7-year-old. Joanne, as these parade, what's your assessment of the form?
Don't care for the number 2 horse, Brushy, who you mentioned earlier. The horse that I'm going with in here is a huge price at Louisiana Downs, 14-1, and that's the number 6, Charlie Tundra, who I think might be a good long shot. At first glance at this race, this was really tough. I came up with about 5 horses with an equal shot. But the number 6, Charlie Tundra, if you look at the Prairie Meadows, that's a small track in Iowa, at the Prairie Meadows races, you throw out the last one because it was in the slop at a mile, just toss that out, go to the May 20th race. The horse was way too far back, racing against a little bit better caliber horse in that race, closed a little bit, did have a decent rating. Throw out the race 3 back, another slop race. But if you look at the races at TP, which is Turfway Park, a very quick track in Kentucky near the Ohio border, this horse has speed ratings that I make that would blow away any horse in this race. So I'm looking, if you can just excuse some of those sloppy off-track races and go back to those fast tracks at Turfway, I'm looking for this horse to possibly win at a huge double-digit price in the number 6, Charlie Tundra. This is a 6 furlong, 1,200 meter race with a stretch start. Another one with no real bias, but the bias, if any, today has been for the speed at Ellis Park. It's an extremely hot, humid day. You see them hosing down the horses on their faces and their bodies before they even go in the winner's circle. It's one barely breathe if you're a jockey, a horse, or a fan in the stands. And the speed here is the outside horse, the number 10, Bred in the Purple. The horse looked decent on the track, and you've got to be careful of any horse showing speed. You're looking at 7-2 and the Ellis Park line there.
Hey, you're off and running. Good start. Bred in the Purple, popping the gates from the outside. Air Judith moving up on the inside. Now a closer second. Charlie Tundra showing speed third. Merci Beaucoup moves up between horses fourth. Brushy came away in fifth to the inside of Lord Rusty, who's moving up 4 wide. They're followed by Governor. Then it's Jules Gold. Scorpio 1 comes on from the back of the pack, and Happy Legionnaire trails. Heading for the turn now. Half mile left to go. Bred in the Purple in front by a length and a half. Lord Rusty ranging up 3 wide. Second, Charlie Tundra between horses in third. Then Air Judith, fourth along the inside and saving ground. Brushy gains from fifth now. Merci Beaucoup next along the inside, followed by Scorpio 1 and a gap of 3 back to Jules Gold as they wind their way to the top of the lane. Lord Rusty's taking the lead. Lord Rusty taking over now from Bred in the Purple, who's full bore in second. Back to Charlie Tundra racing in third, and Brushy on the far outside in the stretch drive. And it's Lord Rusty opening up. Lord Rusty now by 3 to Bred in the Purple second. Air Judith coming through between horses now. Charlie White Tundras on the far outside and Merci Beaucoup, but there's no catching Lord Rusty. Lord Rusty putting the field away and drawing clear. Lord Rusty romping home in the nightcap by 6 lengths. Air Judith ran second, then Bread in the Purple third, and Merci Beaucoup fourth.
Talk about a romp in the park in that one for the number 8, Lord Rusty, a horse with 4.5 months off. No works at all showing. Sometimes they pop up, and this one just wasn't my top horse, that's for sure. Everybody was kind of there for the place photo, kind of hanging and nobody getting up, so we'll see what that place photo was in a moment. But the 8 horse went off by quite a few here.
Okay, Joanne, what a performance from old Lord Rusty, 9-year-old by Lord at War, an Argentinian sire out of an Advocator mare. Bobby LaRue, the trainer, 92nd career start, 16 wins, 15 seconds, 10 thirds. It has paid well, though, $5.20, $1.08. Ellis Park, it was a previous winner at the track. We just sort of overlooked it at the start, I think, Tony. But Joanne gave it a bit of a leg up. Second, 2 runs back, was resuming. First up since late February this year. Winner's 7 runs back. Air Judith second, $2.80. Now, Lord Rusty, number 8, has paid pretty close to what the Americans will receive in return for their winning investments. Daylight back to the minors.
Again, though, it does show you've got to be up on the speed. Nothing made any ground there. He was up on the pace all the way, Lord Rusty, and just brained them once let go, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Lord Rusty, $5.20 and $1.80, $2.80 Air Judith. Field of 10, so third. If it goes to Bread in the Purple, number 10. There's the winning jockey, Patrick Johnson. Strike rate, 13%. And overall for the year, 9% strike rate. 24 wins from 255 rides.
Yeah, well, he goes okay. A 13% strike rate is a very healthy average in any language. I think we mentioned here a few weeks back, guys like Larry Cassidy, 18%, Jimmy Byrne, something like 16%. So these guys are pretty hot over there, aren't they?
They sure are. That was a 6-furlong claiming race, just awaiting third position to be clarified. Jockey dismounts, Patrick Johnson, and Bobby LaRue, the trainer. Winbourne Farm, the breeders, one of the great names of American breeding. Claiborne Farm, of course, the home of the great Danzig and Mr. Prospector. Winbourne Farm, the breeders there. Patrick Johnson, all smiles. Bread in the Purple, $2.40.
With value in here. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I'd rather be wrong today and cash next time on that type of a play.
Okay, well, I'll stick with Straight North here. Kirk LeBlanc has the sit. One of the leading strike rate trainers, Keith Bourgeois, is the mentor, and a solid strike rate. This horse, last start winner, third the run before that, a winner 7 runs back. In between has run a couple of nice second placings. X marks the play, winner 7 runs back into $5.70 now. It's pretty comparable with its North American quote. We go back to Indian Blessing, hasn't won for a while, one of the outsiders, still 880 on our tote, as you can see, 18-1 in America, out to 19-1. Number 4, Cafe Mocha, a winner 6 runs back. On-pace style of runner, Tony?
Yeah, interesting preparation here, Cafe Mocha. It's had 3 races over 6 furlongs, or 1,200 metres. All of a sudden, the trainer, Nathan Broussard, shot it up to 1,700 metres, and now he's dropping it down to 1,400 metres. So it's an unconventional approach by our standards. I thought I'd go number 1, though, the grey horse on camera, Brennan Straight North. Horse that has turned in some very good track work, apparently, recently. Best of the morning, and it's past 2 works. So I'd go him.
It's a grandson of
those layoffs, but you know, I just can't play a horse like that. Go to the start.
Looks alertly and heads right up to the front. Straight North chasing after in second. Cafe Mocha between those horses, and Middlebury settles back into fourth. Past the Cottonwood, and it's Caddo Junction leading it by just about a full length now, but Straight North gets up a closer second, and going with him, Cafe Mocha, and those 2 grays go up to Caddo Junction in 3, separated by just a half a length. Middlebury still in fourth. He's 2.5 from the front, then a break of maybe 3 lengths further back to Beaver's Nose, who's settled back 7 from the leaders, to his inside X March playing the last horse's Indian Blessing. They get to the half-mile pole, and Straight North gets there first, leading in a neck now from Caddo Junction, still second, Cafe Mocha in third. After that comes Middlebury. He's been racing in fourth throughout. X Marks the play is now fifth at the rail, gradually moving coming up. He's still 6 from the front. Indian Blessing going with him, and Beaver's Nose trails. It's still Straight North leading it by a length and a gray tail. Caddo Junction still in second. Towards the inside, Saving Ground, Cafe Mocha, then Middlebury in the top 4. The margin's tightening up now as they swing for home. It's still Straight North leading it with Kirk LeBlanc. They turn for home. Straight North, Cafe Mocha, Caddo Junction. After that, Middlebury, they straighten away, and Straight North heading straight south and heading right towards that finish line. He's in front by over 2.5 now. After that, Cafe Mocha in second. They'll fight it out for the spoils, but at the 16th pole, chalk up another one for Straight North. Straight North wins it at even money, and he's going to win it by maybe 4 at the end. Straight North, Cafe Mocha, and Indian Blessing.
The number 1 horse, Straight North, as we pointed out, broke a little tardily there, getting out of that one hole in the chute, had to rush up to corner the number 6 Caddo Junction, who did seem to expire in the race as predicted. So Straight North ran a very strong win. The number 4 Cafe Mocha looked to hold the place there. So if you took Tony and Brendan's top horse, the favorite Straight North, and put him in an exacta box with my top horse, Cafe Mocha, you're looking at a pretty fine exacta, wouldn't you say?
Very happy about that. We were cheering at home here in the studio, Joanne. Yeah, a nice ride too from Kirk LeBlanc, and one of the leading strike rate trainers in that part of the world, successful. This Gray, grandson of the great Northern Dancer, out of a Blade mare, and has now made it 6 career wins, 8 career placings, as easy as you like. And second, number 4, which was Cafe Mocha, yet another Grey, a Grey Quinella. Nice style of grey. This one returning to scale, Tony. Impressive win, and they got through the half mile nice and quick.
Yeah.
3/4 in 109.2. That's 1,200 metres.
They fly over there, don't they? First time at Louisiana Downs, and he certainly knew his way around. He hugged the rail like a greyhound, didn't he?
He sure did, and soon we'll have our approximates through, and after this we've got another race from Louisiana Downs, and shortly all of the scratchings for a big day of racing. Big Firma, morning line 3 to 1 early morning in America, came in to start even money there. Paid $2 and $2.20 the place. Good value if you're having a bet, and hopefully we've helped you with a win. Cafe Mocha 170, Indian Blessing no third. The Quinella on New South Wales TAB has paid $8.70. The trifecta $89.30. That was on race number 6, race 7, and we'll be checking out that very shortly. It's over 1,600 metres. You're watching Trackside USA. I hope we've helped you find a few winners. There are still a few more races to come. Stay with us. We'll be back with more after this.
Charismatic is hit the front end. Charismatic Menifee flying late. Charismatic wins the Derby by an X.
Charismatic and Chris Handley, a possibility for a Triple Crown. Charismatic, the Derby winner, wins the Preakness.
This battle launch horse, 330 for Big Red Sauce. Runner number 6 still showing unders. Cyrus 860. Red Storm is into $5.90. Number 8 Jay's Missile 35. Now Subrogate Joanne has come into $5.60. So we're still getting huge overs here. Look out, there I go at $51 for this galloper, which has won 4 of its past 10 starts, a last start winner. And oh well, that was over a mile. And this race over a mile as well on the turf. On the turf at this track, Look Out There I Go has won and been placed a couple of times. So at Louisiana Downs.
1 to load. They're all in line. And there they go. Wrong Way Battle heads right up to the front, Subrogate to the outside along with Look Out Here I Go. Along the inside it's Maybe a Walk, and also Plain as Day as they head into the line. And now from between runners, Red Storm goes up to challenge Wrong Way Battle, and between those horses, Maybe a Walk. That's the first 3 as they head into the turn. Subrogate angled towards the inside to save ground, but still 3 off the rail. Plain as Day has the rail, racing in 5th, just 3.5 from the front. Then it's 2 back to Cyrus, who's in 6th.